I'm Caitlin Peltier, and I am one of the co-directors of Elite Dance Force.
And I'm Christina Trevison, and I am the other co-director of Elite Dance Force. And we've been doing this for 9 years.
9 years. Nine.
We do as much as we can together, which is pretty much everything. We choreograph together, we pick our songs together, we pick our costumes together.
We parent together.
We parent together.
We created Elite Dance Force to provide a safe space for dancers to grow their craft. We wanted a space where dancers of all ages and varying abilities had a place to dance at a commitment level that was right for them. So some choose the recreational route, some choose the part-time competitive route, and some choose the full-time competitive route.
So our season usually starts in August, where we bring in our out-of-town faculty. They come from Los Angeles, they come from New York, they come from Southern Ontario, and we bring in as many teachers as we can, and our students take a full day workshop from them for 6 days. From there, we jump into September, where we are constantly trying to figure out what songs to use and where we're attending competitions, and the year kind of just kicks off. We start our choreography usually in October, November, and we choreograph until the numbers are finished, and then in January we start our onstage rehearsals, and our competitive kids usually have about 5 onstage rehearsals to help prepare them for competition. So where they're standing on stage, sometimes we wear our costumes to make sure that the costumes all work and there's no malfunctions, and then our competitions are generally in April and May, our year-end show in May, our exams in June, and then we wrap up the year with our year-end banquet. We start planning all over again for next season, so it's just a constant cycle.
But I'm going to check that video just to make sure, because I said that to Caitlin yesterday and we forgot a little rehearsal.
So one of our out-of-town choreographers is Matthew Fada. He grew up dancing in Sault Ste. Marie. He's been very successful in Los Angeles. This year he's working with the senior students on a jazz routine to Get To You by Celine Dion, as well as a couple of solos with our other senior students.
I've been working with Elite for about, I think, 5+ years now. Caitlin and Christina were actually like seniors at a studio previously that I was dancing at. So I grew up watching them dance and them kind of being my role model. So now kind of being put in this position is like a full circle moment, so it's awesome. I'm really excited about it. Usually I do contemporary pieces for Elite Dance Force, but actually this year I'm doing a jazz piece for them as well, so we kind of flop back and forth between contemporary, jazz, lyrical, all of the above. Music for me is a really big inspiration when it comes to choreographing. Maybe the way it sounds or the singer usually inspire me, and also the kids as well. The kids really inspire me. Maybe what makes them happy or how they react to my choreography. I think it's like a give and take situation, so when I see them really responding to the choreography, that inspires me to create even more. I find that working with a dancer sometimes that maybe isn't receiving the choreography as great as I want to, I think I always approach it with positivity. I feel like all dancers respond to positivity, so I feel the more that I feed them that, the more that our relationship builds and the safer they feel in the environment, so therefore the process is a lot easier as well.
Everyone goes 1, 2, 3, go nice and slow. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah. And I think stay down. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Just come down this way. Yeah, one more time. Go from our first group reaching. 5, 6, 7.
So a lot of the kids that are well-seasoned kids and have had Caitlin and I for a lot of years know that whenever we choreograph a piece, we always call it our first draft. And a lot of the times it changes from the first draft of what we choreographed to the final product that you see on stage, and that is because we are constantly changing our ideas for the better to make sure that the students all look good doing the piece, that everybody is able to do the steps that are in the piece, and making sure that they all look great when it hits the stage for the final time.
I think there's definitely way more opportunity now than there was back in the day. I think dance is becoming so much more of a regular thing. You're seeing it in everyday life, you're seeing it on TV. It's becoming more prominent in our lives, therefore making it a little bit easier for the rest of the world to kind of intake, and therefore creating more jobs for us. So yeah.
Jump it this way, but I want to do like a passe jump. So come here, like 6, 7, 1. Like 3, I better reach. Ready? Yeah.
I think dance is the most elite extracurricular activity that you can do. I think its ability to challenge you mentally, physically, while at the same time providing a cathartic process of releasing anxiety or stress is just so special.
I've loved dancing ever since I started. I started back when I was 10 years old, and I remember watching my first class and kind of peeking in, and I remember thinking, I want to do that. It's an outlet for me. It's an outlet to get out everything that I can't really say. I'm not the most vocal person when it comes to speaking about my emotions and things like that, so I use dance and I use choreography as an outlet to kind of let all that go.
Go up, to go down, to go up, to go down. Yeah. My goal, guys, is to keep traveling, because in sections it's going to go and everyone's going to keep moving this way. Yeah, try it again. Ready?
I think the senior group that we have this year is so special. Everybody that we've taught in the past all hold a special place in our heart. When you graduate, you're never replaced. The team shifts, the dynamic changes, but you're never forgotten and you're never replaced.
My aunt used to dance, and I remember watching her dance, and I danced all the time. No matter where I was always dancing, and so the more I took class and the older I got, the more I just fell in love with it. I love the art of it, I love the style of it, I love how it makes you feel when you're doing it. I used to really love going out on stage, not so much anymore, but when I was little, it was a feeling like no other.
I started off here in the Sault, and my dream originally was like, I wanted to go on a cruise ship, and I wanted to do that, and that was my end-all be-all. And I think coming from a small town, we see that as the end picture, and I didn't know that there was anything bigger until I kind of broadened my horizons. And now I'm living in Los Angeles. I've been living there since I was 18, and I'm a dancer, teacher, and choreographer. I've worked with multiple companies out there. I've done television, I've done film, so I kind of love bringing that back to this small town and to these kids and letting them know that their dreams can be achieved if they just work hard, and yeah, I like to be an example for them.